Hello everyone, welcome to Titus brainstorm of the day. So I'm trying to make a board game, as I have mentioned before, and I was like, okay, I want to make a space game, right? Let's say the board is like, I'm going to try to keep this quick and short because this is a lot to talk about really quick. But basically, I'm like, okay, I want to make a board game where you're in a grid of hexagons, you could put your little piece here, and you like that's your, I don't know, your ship or your person or whatever. And I wanna have like planets with like gravity, right? So let's put a planet here. And I'm like, okay, how can I make gravity work on this in an intuitive way that's not too crazy to explain to people? And then I thought, okay, actual gravity is they say it's a distortion of space-time, whatever. I was thinking if I could replace this planet tile with a shape that has less sides, that would be like a distortion in the space-time of this sheet, right? Because now you're having like a tile that all of a sudden has different like curvature around it. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll put a pentagon here, and I'll find a way to put hexagons around it, and then, going out from there, I'll stretch them and stuff in a way that makes sense. But there's a thing that I learned, and there's lots of like Reddit threads about this, but basically that gravity in 2D doesn't pull things, and it doesn't make things attracted to each other. They said it removes a slice of space-time, which I kind of understood it when I learned it. But like, let's say this is your space, this is your mass, right? If you have a big mass, that's gonna cut out a chunk of this space-time. So now this edge and this edge are actually the same place. And if anyone has ever made anything out of paper, you know that this makes a cone. And I was like, okay, I can buy that, but why does that actually happen? So then I was thinking, all right, if I put a pentagon in the middle here, how do I make this like join together, right? And then I remembered this thing about 2D gravity not working. And I was like, okay, so it makes it into a cone. And I was like, wait a second. I can literally, like, do you see what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if I fold this, I have just made a cone of space-time around this pentagon. Like, isn't that so pretty looking? I didn't even try this before recording. I didn't think they were gonna line up like this. And like, it's wild because if you think about it, like now, all of this is gone, right? And all of this is gone. This and this are the same side now, which means 2D gravity doesn't affect things the same way that gravity does. But if I was a little rocket ship here, it's a rocket ship. If I was a rocket ship here, if I'm going around this planet, normally it would take me 6 steps to get back to where I was. But because of the missing chunk of space here, it only takes me 5. And so that's what's so cool about this whole concept. I can't fold this with one hand. This whole concept of 2D gravity is that it doesn't attract you to things, but it makes going in circles around things take less time. Now, I think the main thing I want to point out about this is that this one mass, in 3D, you kind of have a mass, right? And if I were to draw the space-time of this, it would kind of go like that and like this, you know? Like there's a big pull right here, and then it kind of weakens as it goes off. And then, you know, everything over here and everything over here are normal, right? They're normal, back to normal. In 2D with this board game idea that didn't work, the learning experience, with this 2D scenario, that distortion doesn't like fade away as you get farther. This entire universe is now cone shaped. Do you see why that's an issue? And I think that's the main principle of why things don't attract to each other, because there's no gradient in the space-time. It's just all the same, like flat curve, like distortion forever, everywhere. So there's no differences. It's all just distorted now. And you can even see like if I fold this again, you see how these hexagons line up? They line up so perfectly, right? All of these hexagons are perfect printed out hexagons. Like if I'm over here, you know, these are all regular hexagons, meaning like at any given point in space, there's no actual distortion going on. So there's nothing pulling you in any direction. It's all the same. I know this turned into a bit of a rant, but it's just a cool universe fact that I came across trying to make a board game about space. So yeah, brainstorming with me, Titus, episode 1, I guess. I probably won't do more of these. Maybe if I feel like it. Anyways.